Fridays are usually book reviews, and the idea behind them is to give you insights into the minds and the thinking of successful people who have led the way and paved the way for us. But last night I watched Becoming Warren Buffett, an expose on his life and him telling his story about who he is and how he made his wealth. And I thought, instead of going through a book review, I'll share the YouTube link below, and I just absolutely really enjoyed listening to his story, because it's not often you see a lot about Warren Buffett or his family or his thinking behind it. And it's interesting when he starts off in the early days of saying that the one thing that he knew was that he was going to make money, lots and lots of money. He had put that intention out there, he'd made that decision, but he knew that his Achilles heel was actually standing up and doing public speaking. So what he had decided to do was he attended a Dale Carnegie course, and in Becoming Warren Buffett, he actually acknowledges that amongst all his certificates on the wall, all his doctorates and all the rest of it, is his certificate of completion of the Dale Carnegie course, because he said it was that important in his journey to success. Known as the Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett is one of the most successful investors of all time. He runs Berkshire Hathaway, who owns more than 60 different companies. And a couple of the lessons that he spoke about, the one was compounding, and to understand the absolute exponential growth when you get what compounding means. The second one was focus, and through all thick and thin, it was about where are you focusing your time and your energy. And what he would do is he would understand what he was looking for, and then he would drill right down deep into it, learning, understanding, reading everything there was to know about it. Reading is such an important part of his life, where his family, perhaps as children, speak about how their dad wasn't necessarily around other than at the dinner table, because he was always in his study upstairs reading. He spends an inordinate amount of time still today reading, and it shows in the way that his mind ticks. He also speaks about a moat, and the moat in his life is about how whatever you're building, you've got to have a moat around you that literally protects you. And what's interesting is that his team at Berkshire Hathaway, he put a photograph of that team, I think it was decades ago, and it's the same people that stand with him today, and that speaks volumes around his leadership, around his style, etc. And in his story, he speaks about the fact that he wanted to build a company that was truly representative of him. He didn't want to take shortcuts, he didn't want to do underhanded stuff, and to the point of when he bought into Salomon Brothers and the crisis hit the newspapers, he stood tall and owned it, even though it wasn't his. At the time of where all the underhandedness went down, he was the chairman of the board, and he stood there and he owned it. And he chose to take the fall and the accountability and rise above it and rebuild. So lessons I took out from watching it was that he had a brilliant mind, but he was a lonely and a loner type of person. And it reminded me to focus not only on what we're trying to build, and particularly in these times where COVID is keeping us very insular and there's almost a panic about how we're going to survive through this, is not to forget those around you who are supporting you and loving you in the meantime. A team of experts stayed with him throughout his career. That consistency speaks volumes to me. He created billions and he spent very little. He's totally frugal, unbelievably so. And whilst he was alive, whilst his wife was alive, I should say, she constantly pushed him to give away money. And he constantly fought to say, we need to compound. And when she died, or after she died, he in fact realized the beauty of philanthropy. And today, all his children run charities. They run beautiful give backs, and you can see that the heart is there right from each of them. So take a look at the link below. It really is quite interesting to hear and see and hear it from the horse's mouth, to listen to his family members speak about him and the people that have stood next to him. He truly is a magnificent mind and a magnificent man.